Cassettes are back in. I didn't know this. That's exciting. Don't want to speak because it's really tiring. That's just the place for chill. The first audiobook I loved when I was a kid, it was a collection of stories on tape, and it had belonged to my siblings from like the 70s. I think it was maybe my brothers. And it was just a different collection of fairy tales. And I listened to it on tape over and over and over again. And I remember one about a ball with princesses, and it was in India. And yeah, I don't remember specifically what they were, but I remember just loving it. The first sound I hear in the morning, I think, is my neighbours getting their kids off to school, and lots of little chatter and stuff. It's quite nice. I think it's nice to wake up naturally if you can. But if it's on like a filming day or a recording day, it will be my alarm, which is it's a gradual wake up alarm. I'm not one for the crazy strong alarms. I want to be eased into wake, not scared into waking. First story I remember being read as a child was definitely something by Roald Dahl. I feel like my sister read Matilda to me and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and any of the Roald Dahl stories I loved, and I loved when she'd do the voices, yeah. The first sound that comes to mind when I think of home, I think when I'm on a flight and one of the air stewards will say, welcome home, welcome back to Ireland. I really love that. I just like hearing the accents. The first actor I really admired was Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. I was super little, I think I was 4 when I first saw it, and I was just captivated completely by her. The Wizard of Oz is still my favourite movie, I have to say. Someone asked me today. I was like, I think it is my favourite movie. It's perfection. First time I knew I wanted to be an actor was watching The Wizard of Oz. I didn't know really what it was, but I remember watching it and going, there's something there, there's something in that, and that's what I will do. But I didn't quite understand, and then later on when I found out it was a job, I was like, yeah, of course, that's going to be my job. The first time I heard my voice back, I got a Talk Girl for Christmas. It's very 90s. They're quite famous. Talk Boys were the thing that Kevin McAllister had in Home Alone 2, where you could record his voice and play it back slowly. So I was very lucky. I got one of those for Christmas, and I would record myself telling little stories on them. It was weird. I remember, like everyone, you're like, it's so high. It's so high, it's what? But I think I've had to get used to it now. It comes with the territory. The first time I read Aren't We Lucky, I'm fascinated by anything around female friendships. So I've been lucky to work on a lot of different projects across mediums that explore that territory. And I think this is one in which it's a very toxic friendship. But it's also interesting to hear it from one particular perspective and go, you feel like the victim in this the whole time. And you're telling us from your perspective, but what else is going on? What's deeper than this? I think there's always a sense of unease, and I was quite intrigued to dig in and be like, what's really going on here underneath all of it? The first thing that comes to mind when I think of the character I play in Aren't We Lucky, Abby, she is a bit like a boiling pot. I just think there's a lot of things simmering there under the surface. I think finding the voices, I often try and picture what the characters look like in my head, because there can be a scene in which you're doing like 5 different characters speaking to one another. So visually, if I'm like, that's what she looks like, and there's, great descriptions in this book of, Hetty with her, her long dark hair and how chic she is and her great clothes and all this stuff. And it's, as long as I have a strong visual image in my head, then it really helps me, to picture them all. So if I were to describe Aren't We Lucky in 3 words, it would be toxic friendship dynamic. The first thing I do when I'm finished recording is I don't want to speak because it's really tiring. It's really tiring. You do many, many hours of talking and your voice is exhausted, especially if you're going to come back and record the next day. You've got to, relax the vocal cords for the evening. So just go silent like a monk.